Hello, konnichiwa, ni hao. Today we are going to be talking about the latest stimulus update. So if you would like to get stimulated, you need to smash the like button because Nancy Pelosi will send you your $1,200, but only if you have to smash the like button and she'll send it directly to you. Just joking, of course. So as you all know, recently the House of Representatives passed the HEROES Act. It was a $3 trillion bill, very, very expensive. And we know the drill. What included $1 trillion for state governments. Now, why did the state governments want it? It's mainly because a lot of these states, like California, a lot of the economy is shut down. So there's no sales tax revenue and there's no state income tax revenue coming in from a lot of these people. So providing all of these benefits to so many people is expensive. So they wanted a bailout from the federal government to cover a lot of the costs, including even the pensions. And some of these problems existed for a long time. Anyway, I don't want to bore you with the details, but they wanted $1 trillion to fix that, and that's in the HEROES Act. There was also another round of $1,200 payments. You know you love those when you get those things and you put that on YouTube, show how proud you are to get your $1,200. And there was another round of those. And there was also a thing to also provide an extra income to people who are essential workers. Now, someone in the comments actually informed me that even Walmart workers would get the extra essential worker benefit package because they're an essential worker as well, since they're on the job even during the lockdown. Now, the question is, what happens next? As you know, if you took introductory to government when you were like in elementary school, whatever the House passes does not just become law automatically. It goes to the Senate. It's controlled by a different party, and as you know, there's a president who is involved too. So the president could say, hey, I'm going to veto this unless you add this provision. So that creates a bit of negotiation between the two branches, between the different branches of government. These are just the legislative branch. There's the legislative branch and there's the executive office, and the legislative branch is composed of the House and the Senate, just so you know. And so they all have to come to an agreement if something is to become law. Now, Larry Kudlow, I think his name is Kudlow, he's talked about lowering the payroll tax if President Trump is willing to sign this bill into law. So I think that the Senate Republicans will insist that there be a payroll tax reduction as part of the new package. Now, some of the things that were in the $3 trillion package that might go through. It's some of it, not all of it, because $3 trillion is a lot of money, and I do believe that there will be a lot of opposition, not only from the Senate Republicans, but in general around the country. People don't like the idea of bailing out states that had a lot of problems as well. So I do think that something will probably pass. Now, here's the question though. If you're struggling right now, I highly doubt that $1,200 is going to actually fix all of the problems that exist. I think that you might have to just consider being very flexible right now. You might have to figure out new ways to make money. Like there are sites where you could get like a temporary kind of work, like Upwork.com. I highly recommend using that. That's a way for you to connect with people. Maybe you can become a virtual assistant. I know maybe you have never done that before, but I think that it's something you could kind of learn on the job. What you have something to say? What do you think of the stimulus packages?
Maybe you could learn to be a YouTuber and make money being a YouTuber.
Oh yes, there is a new stimulus of people who talk about stimulus package. Now, I don't know if you've been on YouTube lately, and that's an interesting site, but a lot of people have been making quite a bit of money recently just talking about stimulus packages. So I'm sure they're making a bit more than $1,200. As you know, there's me, Kevin, and there's ClearTax. Both of those guys seem to be loving all the talk about stimulus packages. For some reason, this is something that a lot of people naturally want, and a lot of people, if you're in dire straits, you're saying, hey, I want some kind of bailout immediately. Well, if your state has been locked down and you do not have work, you have the option of the traditional unemployment program. That's one thing that helps some people. And right now, as it stands, you might be, in some cases, you might be making more than you were before. But if you're a small business owner, there's that PP loan, whatever it's called. I actually don't think that that's a good idea, because that's a loan, and then you're going to be kind of a slave to the terms of the contract. And besides, a lot of people are expecting the government to forgive the loan at some point. Oh, that's a trick, because that's just might not happen in many ways. Yeah, as an example, even with the student loans program, there was all this talk about how if you fulfill the terms of the student loan, like you work in so-called public service, you won't have to pay the loan back. Well, the truth is, a lot of people have found that they were not able to get true forgiveness. So I suspect the same will be true with this. So I would really urge you not to take the loan if you can. Try to downsize and cut costs with your business. Also, like a local business around here, one of the best sources of stimulus is if you can get your community to support you. Like, there's a local business around in our area. He's doing really poorly because when your restaurant is takeout only, your revenues drop a lot. And so people went on GoFundMe and are just giving him a full grant from the people in this area voluntarily. They're just handing it to him. And I think that's something that a lot of you should consider, because that's really a great way of helping people out, especially if there's a local restaurant that you really love. Consider going there more often, but consider maybe starting a GoFundMe if there's some liquidity issues and the business might not succeed. So that's about it as far as I know, and I definitely believe you need to smash the like button, because if you don't, there's no stimulus for you. So I'll see you in another video, and definitely subscribe.